Yo, what's up, fellas? Hey, OG in the house. Look here, man. You can come on up if you got to. It's all good. Because guess what? I can turn all the names off. So, and you can change your name because it's just going to say the OG. That's all you got to put. And nobody will think that it's being facetious or being too much because we crowned you with that name because you've been here since day one. A1 since day one. Anyway, man, if you want to jump on, man, come on in. Anybody else that's out there, if y'all want to come on, just come on in. So here we go, man. It's me, Doc, TVR, the voice of reason, here one more time for the book study today. J Sims the Lion is indisposed right now. Hopefully he'll come on in. There she go. Miss OG in the house too. Oh man, come on, man. Y'all can come on in. We can talk about this thing. So anyway, J Sims the Lion, he should be here soon, hopefully. And if not, you know, it's always a good reason, man. You know, we still got regular jobs. We got regular stuff going on. We just trying to squeeze this in and get our education in and get it done besides all the other stuff. So, oh, OG want to come on? All right, man, you bet. Let me go ahead and send it. And we can do this thing. Yeah, let's do that. Make a new message. Y'all give me a second. Or better yet, why I just don't do this? Let me paste that thing right there. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Let's look at this dude here. Hold on. Let me add him in. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, J Sims the Lion is in the house with the fancy chair. That thing looked comfortable, like one of those super villain chairs. OG, I put the link in the description. I mean in the comments. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it on Facebook Messenger too, because I really want you to get in here and talk about this one. Let's see what you got to say. Man, my song ran out. Hold on. There we go. All right. Now I think we can go ahead and get started. All the pleasantries out the way. The OG got the link on the way. J Sims the Lion's in the house. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Quick recap. If y'all missed the show this weekend on Saturday, y'all missed a treat. We got in and got deep. It was our longest show yet. We was in there for almost 3 hours. talking about our boys with reading and how people's biases against those boys are causing trouble. How can they get ahead? How can they even compete? We also talked about with pointing guns during prom dates. Oh, we got in on that one. We had the chief come in and he graced us with his presence. Last week with the book study. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on, man. Look here. Look who in the house.
No, it ain't Freddie B.
Yes, sir.
Boy, there he is.
What's up?
What's going on, fellas?
I'm in.
Hey, hold on. You got to do this again. Hold on. Do it again.
There it is. It's Thursday night. Y'all know what time it is. I am back. It is Jay Sims the Lion here for another episode of the Book of Man book study. 48 laws of power. We going through, we breaking them down. We getting y'all hip with what's going on. You gotta learn something, baby. We here to teach you. And we're gonna learn something from y'all. Now look, we getting deep into the book. We in there, we riding, we strong. And we got a lot of topics. These two topics tonight, very interesting. These are some of the ones I had some of the strong feelings about. Not sure if I 100% agree with them, but I like what they got to say. Doc, we are here again. What's going on, baby?
Yo, man, I'm glad you in the house because, carrying this thing be kind of heavy, but you make it look easy.
Man, I was up there trying to finish the dinner off, man, so the family could eat. I was up there making my quesadillas, man. I lost track of time.
Man, that's how it be, man. It's all good because, I got your back, man, 100% of the time. So it don't matter.
But let me introduce this guy right here. First off, if y'all don't know who this is, you are missing the boat. I'm telling you right now, if you don't know who this is, you're paying too much for your insurance. That's what I knew though. If you don't know this guy right here, you're paying too much for your car insurance, your health insurance, your life, whatever insurance you need, he got it. Help to cover insurance, Mr. Insurance himself, Freddie B. What's going on, big brother?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad to see you guys, man. I just finished the 48 Laws of Power, right? So
okay,
man, I didn't know how to kind of check in, and I hit some buttons, and all of a sudden my camera was coming on. I was like, oh my God. So I grabbed my glasses. I said, everybody have on their glasses. That 48 Laws of Power, you got to do something.
Okay.
I don't know what yeah, but I'm with the conversation for a little bit here. I might have to go grab some water because you guys are long-winded. How far are we in? This is the beginning?
This is the beginning. Then you just get started.
Oh my Lord.
Hey. Now we're on chapter 22 today.
Woo.
Chapter 22.
Yes, sir. Chapter 22, 23. Interesting topic, 22. Is something I think people struggle with. Go ahead, Doc. You lay it out for them.
All right, let's go ahead and do this thing, man. Chapter 22. I didn't even prepare the banners or none of that, but we're going to just go ahead and jump in it. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. And he's saying when you are weaker, never fight for honor's sake. Oh, there you go. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
I got to bring him in. I got to know. Play the music. With the Corona in his hand. Hanging out. It is none other than the official OG of the Book of Man page. Man, if you don't know, it is him. It is the guy, the one. My man, Robert G, the OG. What's going on, big dog?
He about to say something.
What's going on, man? You cut out what you said.
I said to live a life and working. That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, man. All right, man. Well, OG, we picking up where we left off. We on chapter 22. You probably on like 28, 38, 48. Then read it all, but back to it. And this one.
Off on the last two. I saw it.
Okay. I hear you. So use the surrender tactic to transform weakness into power. When you're weaker, never fight for honor's sake. Just don't be fighting just to fight. Choose to surrender instead. Surrender gives you time to recover, time to torment and irritate your conqueror, time to wait for his power to wane. Don't give him the satisfaction of fighting and defeating you. Surrender first. By turning the other cheek, you infuriate and unsettle him. Make surrender a tool of power.
This one to me depends greatly on where you are in the world. Hey, lady, hey, OG, Miss OG, Lady OG in the house. This one depends greatly on where you are in the world, because we all from the same area in the region, and we all know that surrender tactic will get you killed.
Yeah,
we know if you walk up on school, or you on the you in your block, you in the neighborhood or whatever, and a person jump on you and you don't fight back, they're gonna jump on you every single day until you decide to fight back. So this one, I feel some kind of way about this one.
I think it just depends on how you apply it.
Okay.
When you're weaker, and it's telling you in the beginning, just don't be fighting just because. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you're weaker, then choose not to fight until you can recoup your strength. That's playing chess.
I get it. But even sometimes when you are weak, if a person doesn't believe you're going to fight, if they don't believe you're going to fight, they're going to stay on you. They're going to stay on your neck. They got to at least know you're willing to fight.
All right, well, let's say this then. What is surrendering? What is surrendering? Because I think surrendering is anything that's not fighting. So here goes the example here. One thing that I teach in school, because I'm the dude, man, like if stuff start going down, I'm one of the only people in the school can put my hands on kids, and I won't get in trouble for it.
Okay.
I can do whatever, I do what I got to do. So if you got somebody that's oppositional defiant, their whole thing is to get under your skin. That's their battle.
Okay.
They saying stuff about you. They just keep needling at you. And then it crack teachers. But you know what I do? The way I surrender, I smile at them and tell them I love them. And you know what it do? It unsettle them. They don't know what to do with it. So in that case, I'm saying with this, surrender is things that's not fighting.
I agree. Like I said, it greatly depends on where you are in the world and in the arena. That's a better word. It greatly depends on the arena you're talking about. In the classroom, as the teacher, you already in a power position because you're the teacher. You know.
Okay.
So you already hired in all of your students. You already higher than any of the teachers who don't have the experience that you have in. And the only person who you not hire in that arena is the principal. So you already have a level of power already. But in a situation where two people are equal.
Okay. All right. Well, how about this? How about surrendering until you're in a position where you can attack?
Okay. That's buying time.
Go ahead, O.
It's just you're acting like you're surrendering to give them that false pretense, and then you act on what you wanted to do in the beginning.
See, there you go.
You got to turn your volume up, OG.
It's all the way up. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's all good. We
It's
can
on
get
the
you
phone.
through.
I ain't got that stuff y'all be having. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. We got you, man. We're translated. Look, I'm just feeling honored that you decided to grace us. We got Freddie Brown and the OG today. Man, look, you can't tell me nothing. But look at this now. So let's say, for instance, all right, there's a whole nerd correlation. When those Star Wars movies, when Anakin Skywalker had the high ground on Obi-Wan.
Right.
And Obi-Wan say, man, don't do it, bro. And he said, I'm going to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he would have surrendered, say, okay, you know what, you got it. Came down the hill, now they face to face, and he go ahead and bust him up right then, you would have won.
I mean
Your head, man. Come on, man.
that's one way of looking at it. That's one way of like I said, again, this depends on the arena you fighting in. You know, and then also in that situation, they were pretty much evenly matched. The difference was only the high ground.
Right.
But in a situation,
okay. How about this? Further in the chapter, I highlighted this in a different color so you know it's important.
right?
Weakness is no sin and can even become a strength if you learn how to play it right.
Correct.
Let's look at it through the lens of surrendering or being weak or showing some kind of weakness at that point is not bad. I think let's take a step back and get a bird's eye view of it.
Listen, do I believe the surrender tactic can be useful? Yes. Do I think it is appropriate for every situation? Absolutely not. When you're talking about on the scale he's talking about in this chapter, nations and states, whatever. Yeah, it's because there's so many other people's lives in your hand. If you are, you know, a dignitary or whatever, you can't just haul off and say let's go to war. You may be, by doing that you're putting thousands to death.
And that's true.
But when you talk about on an individual basis, I'm just trying to walk down the block. I can't surrender just because I can know for 100% fact Big Mike gonna whoop my tail. I know he gonna whoop me. I know it. Big Mike gonna whoop me. I still can't. I can't just let him. I can't run. I can't not have that fight because I gotta run from Big Mike every day until I move out that neighborhood.
All right. Well, two things. Well, one, who says surrender has to last for the duration of the fight? You know what I'm saying? Surrender don't mean run away. It just means, you know what? All right, man, you got me.
You surrendered your ideas, right? Because your idea with Big Mike may not have been to fight Big Mike on Big Mike's territory or his terms, right? But when you change your mindset, you surrendered your mindset to something new that could help you survive.
You know what? Now we had a comment, and I'm funny that she say that because remember I said I had two things,
right?
So I'm gonna throw this update. Funny how only scenarios men have regarding surrender is fighting and aggression. Okay. Now, what my second thing, what I was gonna say is, what if you take it beyond the physical and do it like maybe you're at work,
okay,
and you can't fight that one, or if you are in a situation where maybe you need to take a step back. But I guess what the whole chapter to me is saying that you need to include that as a tool in your toolbox.
Now, I agree 100% right there. It definitely should be a tool in the toolbox. And again, it's largely variable on the arena you're using it at. You know, at work, it may be, you know, I'm not going to have a fight with my coworker, especially not right now in front of somebody else. Because, you know, I take my own situation. I got a shift and somebody else got a shift. And sometimes we don't see eye to eye on how to get something done. But I'm not gonna have that discussion in front of like my subordinates. So in the moment, I might be like, all right, man, I hear what you're saying. And then 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, when we're in the office by ourselves, I might break him down because I don't want to make him look crazy in front of the subordinates. And I'm not gonna let him make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about in front of the subordinates. But when we get alone in that room, it's another argument. It's another discussion.
I mean, parents do that.
Right.
Parents do that. But I mean, I guess that sometimes you got to stop fighting. And I know why. Okay.
You have to
Okay.
choose your battle.
That's true. You got to choose your battles. All right. She says sometimes surrendering means stop chasing the pipe dream.
That's true.
Yeah, you got to surrender in life sometimes. You know, I mean, as a Christian, that's what we do. People say you got to surrender to Christ. Stop fighting it.
I'll say it like this. You definitely have to pick your battles. In relationships, people surrender all the time in relationships. I'm not even going to, your wife or you or your wife or whatever, y'all get into it. Sometimes it's better just to say, you know what, babe, you got it.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
And it was something I read with that. And I can't find out where it was. But yeah, it's not worth fighting. It ain't worth fighting over. Had this conversation today. I mean, taking it back to the classroom because that's what I do. But you have some teachers that's pulling their hair out and them kids giving them the blues because they're trying to fight every single battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them, you know what? You ain't got to fight every single one. These kids ain't going to walk in a straight line. Why you fighting that battle? As long as they on the right-hand side of the hallway, they good. You know what I'm saying? Because you trying to fight every single one, they gang up on you, lose.
True, it's more of them than it is you.
Exactly. But let's go back to that, the comment about chasing pipe dreams or surrendering what you're doing and maybe conforming. Surrendering means to stop chasing the pipe dream.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about that?
Oh, I agree. Somebody tell some of these 40-year-old rappers it's over with.
It's a setback.
Yep, it's a setback.
Small
Yep. It's definitely you gotta think about it in terms of what's gonna gain me the most in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people lose sight of that in life on an everyday basis. We just stop thinking about what's gonna be the most beneficial to us long term. And you might, some people are creatives and they may love whatever it is they into, whatever art or fashion, music or whatever. You're creative. You might in your soul be a creative, but you got to eat too.
Yeah, you're right.
And sometimes, that's got to go to the back burner so you can make, time is something we have to surrender.
So would we call it surrendering or would it be changing course?
A bit of both.
You know what I'm saying? We can easily change course. Okay, let's say that the dude trying to be a rapper, trying to go all in, do all of this stuff, and then all of a sudden he took that same energy and go in a different direction. Or I would say this, in the church, the people that was the biggest thugs and the biggest everything out in the world, those be the ones that go the hardest when they get in the church.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They surrender that idea, like Freddie said, the ideas and the thoughts, and they flipped it and pointed it in a different direction.
Right. Well, I think in that particular regard, that's more about I spent years doing the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. Now I found something to replace it that I think is better, that's going to help me move forward in life. So I went hard doing the wrong thing. If I put that same energy or more into doing the right thing, I'm going to have a more fruitful life. So in that regard, that's a surrender of my old life and meanwhile surrendering to a new lifestyle choice in an effort to have a more fruitful life. So in that particular regard, I think surrendering, giving up that what was really killing you was a great tactic.
Right. So that goes back to what I was saying. So when you say surrender, that means giving up a certain mindset to a new submission. Mm-hmm. To submit. Is that kind of, so you're saying you submitted to something different? So you surrendered that particular mindset and submitted to something, and because it kind of sounds like you was also referring to surrendering as the giving up of power, right? Mm. But the book says you didn't give up power; you just surrendered. Mindset is what I'm hearing you say. If I'm hearing you correctly, is that correct?
That's correct. That's exactly what it's talking about in the book. That you surrendering a mindset. You're physically surrendering to play for a longer game in your mind.
Yeah. He said, Robert Greene said that, all right, but the next time someone pushes you and you find yourself starting to react, try this. Do not resist or fight back, but yield, turn the other cheek, bend. You will find that this often neutralizes their behavior. And then it says, by yielding, you in fact control the situation. You know, when I do my trainings for crisis communication with kids, I ask the question, how do you put out a fire?
Yeah,
I'm asking y'all that question. Yeah, you put out the fire with water.
Right.
The goal is to put out the fire. The goal ain't to show that you can put out fires by lighting another one. The goal is to win.
Correct.
So in this instance, your goal is to win. Some people are fight just because other people watching, and I got to win because people watching me.
Ego.
So they'll sacrifice that goal of winning so they can they get that reward of being out in front of the folks, being in front of the people.
I think ego is definitely something that makes a lot of fights happen. And when you, in the word surrender in itself is a shot at certain people's ego. Because I'm not surrendering anything. I'm not giving up nothing. I'm not giving no ground ever. You know, that's how some people are. That's just the way they think about life. And like you guys have said, oftentimes surrender can just be taking a step back and giving yourself a chance to really figure out what it is you're trying to do.
You hitting on it, man. I'm thinking back, you know, my daughter was sick the other weekend. She started working at a daycare. You know, she just knew around kid germs, so everybody get that. So she was sick. And, you know, my wife in the medical field, and my wife says she got a fever, but let her cook for a little bit. Don't fight it yet. Don't fight it unless you get over this number.
Mm-hmm.
You had to let it go and let the fever win for a little while so it could kill the germs, kill the stuff that was in her.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get over that point, then you give the medication. So I think that applies to this situation too. You know, we allowed our daughter to surrender to the sickness that was going on for a little while, but it was for her good.
Right.
And we still maintain the power. Like, honestly, I think this thing, the more I read this thing and looking at the stuff I highlighted in my notes, this is one of those things that's a upper level, real deep kind of thing.
Right.
And if you think about it in just physical, it won't make sense. Like, you got to apply this in other parts of your life.
And also, again, one of the major tenets we speak about in this book is not only using the tactics for yourself, but recognize when they're being used against you.
Right.
So this is also something where you can say, when a situation where you may be pushing for a particular thing, which will come back up in the very next chapter, you may be pushing, focused in and pushing hard a particular thing, and you dealing with someone else that they may be allowing you to kind of hang yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to be able to recognize that.
So how do you recognize that? How do you recognize when somebody giving you enough rope to hang yourself?
If you're pushing.
Oh, come back.
So you got to read that person.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when you're pushing and the other person is too comfortable when you pushing, they might be letting you.
But most of the time when people pushing like that, they in their emotional state.
Sometimes.
So I guess what I'm trying to get to is how, when we are like that, how do we know? What's the signal? Or what should we be doing so we can know that we're not hanging ourselves? The other person surrendering just to set us up.
Like chess, you got to play that game.
Mm-hmm. That's it. You know,
Set them up for it. They'll hang themselves every time.
that's what I'm saying. I think the older we get, the more we start to realize that, and the better we can navigate it.
Well, absolutely. As you should, as you get older, you should be able to. As you lose some of those physical abilities, as we get older, you should pick up some of the mental acuity
I
to
don't know,
handle the
man.
situation.
Oh, now see y'all holding up y'all arms. Mr. Insurance over there be hitting that, running every other day, every day, getting in shape. We gotta do something about
we
that,
like
man.
that. You gotta take care of your body, man. Listen, you have to take care of your body. That's important. You know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna think about no surrendering if your body ain't right and their body ain't. It just is what it is. Because you know the intimidation. Well, that's a whole nother chapter, man. I ain't trying to change the subject.
Man, go ahead with it. You can come on, man.
No, man, I love the talk. Man, see, I got through the book. I listened to it on Audible, man, and it was pretty amazing. I'm gonna tell you why it was amazing to me. The experience that I found is that there was so many different scenarios. They see, we looking at things, and even some of the people who responding right now are looking at things from today. Right. These guys that we talking about were kings, nobles, knights, very high influential people who changed the course of history.
Yes.
Right. I mean, these were powerful guys. Right. So I guess that's why it was the 48 Laws of Power, and the different ways that different powerful men throughout the years utilized what they had at the time. See, we in a different time now. We we got inflation. That's what we talking about.
Yeah. Hey.
You know what I mean? So a total different subject. Yeah, you running from Big Mike. I ain't running from no Big Mike. He don't live in my neighborhood.
You know what? You're right. See, we was gonna be in those positions.
Hey, what? I mean, yeah.
You know what? But,
I feel you on that. We just moved. We ain't gotta worry about Mike no more.
well, I'm just saying though. I see OG on his porch. Mr. Insurance got the nice pictures on the wall. I'm in the garage. Jay Sims the lion in front of the green screen. We ain't living in the hood where we gotta fight. Our battles is a whole lot different.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I'm in the studio, man. You see the lights. I got to bring it closer, though, man. My face look dark or something. Let me set this thing up or something. Make it look better so the people that know we have a different standard. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. See, Freddie, you know me and you alike. That's why we, and I had already knew that. Me and Freddie would talk on the phone a lot about all this stuff. Yeah, man.
You can see my face now?
Oh, yeah, you good. You clean now.
You want me to represent T. Hanley or somebody on this one? You gonna keep your face clean every day?
Okay, T. Hanley.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all watch this stuff too. I'm not the only one seeing what's going on in the world.
Yeah,
right? What are you going to surrender to? Are you going to surrender to the ideas that we were taught that all we could do is just have a certain mindset? Or are we going to have the mindset that some of these kings had? See, there's a difference in reading the book and living the book.
Yeah.
You see, it's a total different scenario. I like it when you say when you have people who you responsible for, and that's very important.
Yes.
And as a leader, it's important that you read a book like this so that you know how to interact with people, because everybody not reading the 48 Laws of Power. They don't care about this. They got busy lives and inflation.
Well, and that day, man, that inflation is terrible. But also, that's why we here, because they will read the book, but not see the deeper meaning in it and see how to apply it to their life. Because I like what you said, about living the book.
Yeah.
All us here, that's what we doing every day.
Trying to do.
Man, I find myself saying, you know what? That's not powerful. That doesn't secure power. I'm giving up my power by doing this. Like, I do it more and more every day.
Listen, as we study through this book, and we go through, we break down these chapters, I apply as much of this as I can throughout my daily life, because it's a constant thing. It's a constant give and take of power, situations, scenarios. I sit there and it's amazing how many times I sit down and say, man, I just read that.
Yep, exactly.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this. Instead of going to do that, I'm gonna try this. I'm take my emotions out of it, and I'm gonna try this tactic, little strategy.
Exactly.
It's so much value here. I'm so glad I'm reading this book and we're breaking it down this way, because every time we do it, I have my certain opinions coming in about every single chapter.
Yeah.
And whoever we speak with, whether it just be me and you, Doc, or bring some other people in, I always get a different perspective, which in turn allows me to, you know, broaden my belief system and how I work through these different obstacles in life.
Exactly. Go ahead.
But it also, like you said, Jason, you know, you gotta put your feelings aside.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't always about feelings.
Right.
We know what's going on, but we can't let our feelings interrupt what we try to do and accomplish.
Correct. And that's one of the major tenets of this book, man. We let our feelings beat us up sometimes.
Yeah. But you know what I'm about to do? Well, first of all, Charismatic Thoughts is in the chat, has entered the chat. So see, if you want to come on, you can come on. He always got something to say.
Oh yeah.
But what I want to say is this, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it there, because this is one of those scriptures people don't get, and he says it in the book, and it makes sense in this context. And they say, ye have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if any man will sue thee at the law and take away thy coat, let them have thy cloak also. And whatsoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Matthew 5th chapter 38th through the 41st verse. Now,
Well, that's the New Testament too. I like Ecclesiastes.
yes, sir. Oh man, I can go in that book all day long.
Yeah, it's a time to get it on, baby.
That's true. Hey,
You know what I mean? Bump that. I get it. You know, the book full of stuff, man.
That's true.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Listen. Another thing that I saw, man, they was these guys that they was talking about in these books. These guys were warriors.
Yes.
They're not like us. We running our mouth. We don't have to get up and go kill our food. And Doc, man, I'm on the way. I got some pig and I got some food for us to eat. And man, I hope you got them greens going, man. And don't tell me that the water you ain't fixed that drainage yet, right? Those were those guys. We having a total different conversation. That's all I'm trying to bring to light, right? Is remember what those guys were doing. They were fighting every single day. They were living until 30, 40. 40 was
that was old.
Our age.
Yeah, you was old man.
Come on, man. So think about it.
But what I want to turn it back to, though, looking at this scripture, this is the deeper meaning. People always hear it and they say, okay, somebody hit me, I need to turn around, let them hit me on the other side. If they take something from me, I need to let them take all my stuff. That's not the point. The whole point of this is staying focused on your goal. Jesus' goal was not getting hit. It wasn't all his stuff. He wasn't even wasting his time fighting that battle, because his battle was bigger than that. Yeah. And that's the idea we got to get across. We waste our time fighting stuff that don't need to be fought. You waste too much time, too much energy, too much emotion, too much stress trying to fight something that you don't even make a difference. You're just fighting for your ego so you look good in front of people. But if we take that in a different direction and stay focused on what we doing, just like Jason the Lion said, he got a family, he got stuff going on. We focus on that. We ain't got time for that. OG, every day you can check his pictures. He cooking for his family and working.
Yeah.
Because he's staying focused. He don't care what nobody say. He ain't got time to even fight that.
Listen,
So that's what I take from that. But hold on. But I do agree with Mr. Insurance that it is a time for everything. And sometimes you just got to bust their head.
So if anybody got any, well, I'm gonna do two things. One,
all right.
Mr. Insurance, man, if you want to plug yourself, man. This the time right now, man. So let them know about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I've been practicing this new tagline, and it goes like this, right? 23 years ago, I entered into an industry that was very unattractive, right? So I went on a prophetic tour, letting everybody know that I'm trying to make insurance sexy again, right? And there's nothing more sexy than putting money back in your pockets, right? Especially nowadays. And I'm going to throw this one in there with inflation.
Go ahead.
Right? So I have successfully put sexy back into insurance, right? My name's Freddie Brown. Like I got all kind of stuff, ads and clickbaits, and you know, I put your email in the box, man. You know.
So if they want to get some insurance, where they need to go? If they want to get some insurance, where they need to go?
They can go to www.helpthecover, like it reads in the bottom.com, or they can call me at 843-596-9988.
I tell you what, let me schedule up a time with you. So one of these Saturdays we can talk about some insurance stuff.
Okay, I'm licensed in the state of South Carolina and Georgia, so I can help you guys in Georgia.
So yeah, let's talk about it. So I'll get with you, man, and you can come on. We can talk about some insurance stuff, what some people need to know, you know, all of that.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Second thing, man, I want to move on to the next chapter. So if anybody got any final thoughts on surrender, the time is now. The floor is open.
Good.
Everybody good?
But if all hearts and minds are clear.
Yeah. So let's move on to 23. Doc, what's going on with Law 23?
Man, all right. This one kind of messed me up because I was hey, dinner's ready. That's Miss OG right there. Miss OG say dinner ready. But all right. This one, like as I was reading it, the chapter part, man, it was disturbing in some, like the examples he used.
Really?
Man, he's talking about incest, stuff like that.
Yeah, that was.
It was. But you know what I did? I read the stories on the side, and that's where the value was.
Okay.
So, all right. So the chapter, Law 23, concentrate your forces.
Right.
And conserve your forces and energy by keeping them concentrated at the strongest point.
Mm-hmm.
We get that. You gain more from finding a rich mine and mining it deeper than by flittering from one shallow mine to another. And this is what I highlighted in green. Intensity defeats extensity every time.
Yes, sir.
Focus on what you're doing.
First off, yes, I was a little bit appalled. I don't say appalled, but taken aback by one of the examples he used. I understand why he used it.
Mm-hmm.
Would have gone a different route, personally.
Yeah.
My favorite story from this one was the one about the goose.
That's what I'm talking about. That was it.
That was the one I liked. Get him with that one, Doc.
All right. The goose and the horse. So it was a goose walking along, and he walked by a pasture where a horse was grazing. And the goose came up on him. He honked at him. He said, "You know what, horse? I'm a noble beast. I'm the most perfect animal that was ever made. Because I can do everything. I'm a part of 3 different elements.
Right.
I got wings and I can fly. I got these webbed feet and I can swim. And I also can walk on land. What can you do?" So the horse replied, "I can do not any of those things you can do, but I can walk real good and I can run. And look at you, even though you can go on all 3 things, when you can't fly as fast as the falcon, you can't swim as good as the fish, and you sure enough can't walk as good as me.
Right.
So what he's saying is, because he is focused on that walk, and it's nothing faster than a horse.
Yeah.
Them horses can get it. But the duck and the goose, they can't run on earth nothing. Except if they're at Lake Mare. Then they can run kind of fast.
Some Lake Mare goose is something different now.
But hey, that's true. But so the thing is, that's what made it lock in for me.
Right.
Okay, just because you made to do the one thing, you can do that and be the best at it.
Right.
You got to try to do everything. Try to do your thing.
And that's what I really liked about this chapter. The one about the goose and the other one where he talked about how the old artisans would trying to find a bunch of different patrons was so much harder than finding the one. But when you break it down with what the horse was saying, it is oftentimes better to be great at one thing than mediocre at a bunch.
Yeah.
Because you don't stand out. You don't do this particularly well. You all right. You okay. I take myself, I know how to do security. I ain't that great at it, but I know how to do it.
Yeah.
I can handle it. I got 4 or 5 different things I can do. I can do some landscaping. I can do some pressure washing, but I'm not particularly great at any of those things. But you put me in a warehouse, you tell me some stuff got to get unloaded, reloaded, and put on another truck. Oh, I'm the man.
Just make sure they put stop 3 on first and not stop 1.
They definitely do it wrong. They definitely put it on backwards. What I'm saying? So, but that's what I focused on. I played with all that other different stuff that I did, and I still do some of that stuff on the side, make a little couple of extra dollars. But that's what I focused on. And when I decided to focus on it and concentrate, and shouts out to my ex-wife for saying, you need to quit going from job to job and do one thing. Mm-hmm. Really would help me start making my progression forward in life. So you gotta learn to focus. You gotta learn to focus on one thing and just become a master of something.
You know what I got out of this? I'm connecting that. I can't remember what law it was, but we talked about it last week because people had a problem with it about using other people and taking the credit for it, right?
Right.
This connects to that. Because I always think about myself with this. I'll say for my whole life, man, I'm such a nerd till I become a jack of a lot of trades. Just because I see it and be like, oh man, that look kind of cool. Let me learn about this. Let me learn about that. Like, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. This summer, I might take a Google course and learn like coding again or something. I don't know, just because I feel like it. But what that does, and we had this conversation before too, about me trying to do everything.
Right.
And I need to hire some jobs out. Like, for instance, I know how to do taxes, but I let my homeboy do my taxes.
Right.
I don't want to, but I'm forcing myself to let him do it.
Right.
Because I can take my time and energy and focus on something else that I'm specifically good at. And it's the same thing. You don't have to do it all. So I think this law and that one is kind of connected.
Okay, watch this, Doc. You said you time to time you just see something and say, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to check it out and see what it is. But that's because your focus is being a lifetime learner.
You're right.
So that's why you always want to check out something else and something new. You still in your focus. Your focus just happens to be being a lifetime learner.
I think that should be everybody's focus. Right?
That's true.
I really do. If you stop learning, goodness gracious. Like I told you, I've been an insurance agent for 23 years. I wish I would jack a car up. I got AAA. I have a mechanic.
See, you know what? We talked about that the other day. Yeah,
I don't know how to do none of this stuff anymore. I don't even try to do it. I'm too busy trying to learn the new laws coming out with insurance. It keeps changing.
Exactly.
So, I mean, so I don't even have time to read a book on how to change the transmission or what those things called. Man, I don't even know where the fluid go in the car no more. Yeah, you know, I look for a sign or something, but man, I'm like, man, I take it to the specialist. I'm like, look, man, I need you to fix this. I'm a big tipper.
Hey, see? But we talked about that last time we talked on the phone, Freddie. We talked about that exact thing.
But check this out, Freddie. Your focus on the insurance has allowed you, has given you the privilege to not have to focus on that other stuff. Some folks out here got to learn how to work on their own. They got to fix their own car because they haven't found anything to focus on to put the income in their pocket where they can say, "Let me go drop that off." You in a position like me. I go drop my car off to the mechanic and jump in my other car.
We surrounded ourselves with people who had a little bit more power and told us a little bit more stuff that was a little bit more beneficial, and we took their advice. Like you reading the book. You say you trying to live the life. I'm just listening to you, man. I'm loving it. But you know, I surrounded myself with different type of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hold on, we gotta bring in my guy. What's going on, Charismatic Thoughts? How you doing this evening, brother?
Man, what's up?
He in the house again.
I hear y'all talking about car insurance, man. I figure I tune in.
Oh my Lord.
Well, we got Mr. Insurance up in the corner over there.
Okay. How everybody doing?
We doing well tonight, brother. How you?
Man, I'm all right. I'm over here in Macon with my stepson fixing up a couple of these houses that we brought out here in Macon, man.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Speaking of insurance, definitely had to put insurance on the house because you got a lot of these cats be trying to mess up your stuff when they see you making progress, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So we on the 48 laws of power tonight, man. We on concentrating your focus. What you been concentrating on lately, brother?
You know what? I don't want to say getting this money because that doesn't sound too materialistic, but
flying that drone.
Just trying that too, yeah. But like trying to, you know what I mean, trying to teach my stepsons because I have two, trying to, you know, teach them the power of you know, trying to build generational wealth, man, instead of trying to get all this stuff fast because it's like kids nowadays, they just think stuff's supposed to come to them without doing anything.
You're right.
So
how you want something, you ain't learn nothing.
There you go. Just concentrating on trying to get, you know, this money straight and try my hand out on this what they call it, real estate or flipping, whatever they call it. I don't know, man.
Okay, well let's go there. Real estate and as far as and also just other side things that we do. Now, is there a difference between concentrating your focus and also diversifying or having multiple streams of income? So how do we walk that line?
You asking me?
I'm asking the panel. You
know,
we're talking about concentrating our focus. The chapter is concentrating your focus, and I believe you should concentrate your focus. But there's also a thing in life about, you know, having multiple streams of income and diversifying your portfolio, so to speak. How do you stay concentrated on whatever your main goal is and still give adequate time to make it worth your while to have multiple streams of income or diversified interests?
So like Doc just said, right, he was talking about the horse has a specialty. You see what I'm saying? See, the duck was a jack of a few trades, but the horse was a specialist. See, when you have, if something was going on with your head and you can't figure it out, and you done gone to your PCP, which is a primary care physician, and he can't figure out, you need a specialist.
Yep.
You need somebody who know how to walk. You know what I mean? Somebody who has experience. See, I'm an insurance specialist.
Right.
That's all I know. I don't know how to do nothing else. If I couldn't do insurance, well, I'd be lost. I don't want to go work at no hospital. I don't want to go back in the military. I don't want to be no mechanic. I don't want to drive no trucks. I get sleepy. Right? Okay. I know who I am. I'm self-aware.
Right.
But you want to be a specialist. See, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. See, 100 years ago, or even with these guys, their specialty was getting up, hunting, protecting their family, and coming home and showing their kids how to do it. So when their kids got an age, they could come out and fight with them, right? Because it was a different type of struggle, you know. So that's all I'm saying is that the specialist is the one who me personally, I think a lot of us have spread ourselves very thin, and it's caused a lot of confusion and heartache, right? Because some of us still trying to figure out our purpose. You know, the brother chasing the money with the houses, that's cool. It's a lot of things you can do in this life, you know. But if you do choose to be a specialist at what it is you do, then I think the chances of, because a specialist gets paid far more than a PCP than just a regular person. Right.
That's true. The specialist absolutely makes more money than the PCP.
But then he also say here about it's more profitable. Oh yeah, hold on. Shout out to June. Hey, I love that dude, man. He I like interacting with him, so good stuff. But you know, you're talking about it's more beneficial to mine something deeper than to move from one shallow thing to another. And with that, you know, it's like, well, I know the OG just logged. Well, he kind of went off, but I know he's a welder,
right?
And he's going to go deep into that welding. If he was on here, he can tell you everything. He probably could teach us all welding just from over the internet, because he that.
I wish I could weld.
Well, hey,
but I can't.
But see, that's why we hire him to do it.
Right.
Right. That we used to have a bartering system, man. Where and we still do, even with this conversation now. All four of us or five of us that have been on, we come from, you know, we have different specialties, right? And you know, and you even you know, mentioned the fact that you logistics in the warehouse,
right?
I don't have a clue about Manifest no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? I experienced it before.
Forgot that.
Right, because I had to change courses. You know, and that's why right. You have absolutely right. That's why I have a crew and a team of people that make it happen, right? Because this is what I know and love. Now I submitted.
Connecting it back to the last one.
that is surrender. He surrendered to that line of work and to that specialty, and it turned out to be the best move for him. So yeah. And I think you really have to walk that line between this is what I do, or this is who I am, or this is my identity, or the word you used earlier, this is my purpose, which I think a lot of people lack.
Of course.
Finding their purpose.
They don't know how to find it.
What you talked about, Doc, about all your other side interests and things you like. You have to really, you know, there's nothing wrong with having those outside interests, but you can never allow those to take away from your focus or your purpose, which is, you know, and I think we all have managing that dynamic is how you manage us, can help you become and manage your success.
Well, let's go off on that, because, you know, I'm going to throw this up there, man. June put this: we need to focus on being better men than anything else. Now, a part of that is finding your purpose.
Right.
And diving into that. Because once you're doing that purpose, everything else kind of falls along.
Okay, but Simone.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
When they say about being better men, I mean, we being specific as far as that is as being better? What specifics are we talking about?
Well, to me, I take it as improving yourself. I'm all about improving self. So, like, to me, I'll never be the best man because I'm always improving myself. I'm always studying, always reading, always talking with y'all, always trying to learn something new and make me better.
I think that was some motivation. I guess that sounded like more motivation. It was like, keep doing what you're doing, man. You guys are getting better. I don't know how did you do it, but that's what I thought they was giving you a high five, Doc.
Maybe so. I don't know, but
Well, in my opinion, anytime somebody says be a better man or be a better whatever, I think that's just a way of kind of like what Freddie said, kind of motivation, also a kind of a push to the things you're doing well.
yeah,
Be honest with yourself. The things you're doing well, keep pushing those and continue to do those and try to improve in that. And then we all know we have some shortcomings. Nobody does everything well. The things you don't do so well, analyze what those are and what parts of those you struggle with, and try to do them, but try to do those better. Now we all have different kind of variations of what is a quote unquote good man or being a good person. But if you can take kind of just in a nutshell, this is what I do great. I'm gonna keep pushing that. This is what I do poorly. How can I improve? You're gonna end up being better overall.
right. Now I'll say this. Well, let's throw this up there, then I'll say what I was gonna say. I think the reason we don't stack up as a unit is only because we do not bring what we learn abroad and disseminate it amongst our home said. So learn and teach other people. Learning and teaching other people. And that's part of why we here. And me and Jay kind of came up with this whole thing. This was this is the vision. Yeah. This is it.
And I think that's truth to that statement. One of the things we don't do is pass knowledge on enough or appropriately. Sometimes we struggle we learn how to do math one way and we didn't teach the next man how to do it correctly. And so that we wanted to stay the best at it. So we didn't teach the next man or the next generation everything we knew. So a little bit is lost.
Right. And the more I teach, the more I learn.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's 100% true. I've been teaching people for since 2006. The more I teach, the more I learn. And that's the truth. But what I want to draw our attention to is this, and this is something that I experienced in the warehouse. And Jay, when I read this, you're gonna know it.
Okay.
It says, tying yourself to a single source of power has one preeminent danger. If that person dies, leaves, or falls from grace, you suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm gonna say is the clamp truck. Where I was running the tire warehouse up there in Midway, one of the major tire companies.
Oh, I know about that.
So we was there, right? And I was the assistant general manager. And in this warehouse, I had 659,000 tires. We had the Bluebird school bus tires. They got them all from me.
Yeah.
I had 10,000 Bluebird school bus tires stacked up. The only way to get them off the truck was with the clamp.
Yep.
And it was a season. I would have 8 trailers of Bluebird tires ready to go. And demurrage was hitting, so I had to get them off. But I had one dude that can drive the clamp. He had all the power.
Yep.
Because if he decide, man, I don't want to do this no more, I'm in the wind. So I had to hurry up and train somebody else so they can drive the clamp too. And that's how it is in life. You put all your eggs in one basket right quick, you're going to end up crying when that basket falls.
I first off, I agree with that in that situation in your scenario. I agree that that's why we cross train and all that kind of stuff in our entire Indian facility. So yes, it is good to have an additional skill set. It is good to have an additional skill set throughout your life. But I don't think you should have worrying about that cannot interfere with what it is you actually are great at and that you actually focused on.
Uh-huh. I mean, you're right. You're right. You gotta be like with all of these laws, there's a certain time and place for all of them.
Right.
And also there's a certain time when you got to do stuff for yourself, but it's also that same time you got to just get somebody else to do it. And that's the thing. I mean, because charismatic thoughts is getting into this real estate game, and I was talking to y'all. I was about to jump in it for a little bit myself. And even with that, I was telling people today, if I get me some rental houses, I'm not running it.
Right.
I'm not gonna be trying to collect no rent. I ain't trying to get nothing fixed. I'm gonna go ahead and pay that agent they 10-12% so they can do it.
Oh yeah, passive income.
But I'm gonna tell you, you can pay that agent. I don't mean to cut you off, but you can pay that agent that 10 to 12% if you want. But there's also no guarantee that it's. I mean, if you're trying to sell or flip a house, do you want it? Do you want the house the way you want it or the way they want it?
Well, I'm talking about renting the house. Now, if you flipping, then it's a whole nother thing.
Okay. All right. So renting it. So if you're renting it, you want it the way you want it or how they just figure it's just going to be livable?
I want my money.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right.
I want it the way the customer wants it.
But
I want it the way the customer wants it.
Okay. So when I got into it, into the business, what I had to go with is my upbringing. And I know how it feels to rent a house that's like they deem livable, but if you have to live there, you're like it's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, but a lot of times what a lot of those people do. They just make it livable and they get their little money, you get yours, and it's rented out to somebody that's living in a condition that you or me would not even consider.
Well, but look at this. And this is what I told my wife. If we do this, and I told her the same thing, and she agreed, she don't want to have to deal with that. But we don't manage the house. We manage the agents.
Right.
So my focus is managing the people that manage the assets. And they need to do what I say to do. So it's like I'm not separating my power because my expertise, I'm better at managing the people versus physically going over to the house and fixing this. I mean, I can fix the stuff. I can do that easy, but my time is better spent doing other things because I could be making money with something else. I could be editing some videos and making some money right there instead of trying to worry about putting up some drywall.
Hey man, that's you, but on me, I rather whatever. I don't want to overextend myself with different properties, but one thing that me and my wife agreed on is, hey, do we want other people to manage this or do we want to do it? And she was like, I would rather do it. And that's what I wanted, the same thing too. I like the fact of talking to the actual people, seeing what they need, what needs to be done, and just dealing with that.
Well, but how does that fit into this, what we're talking about? That is your focus and your purpose, and it's okay.
Right.
It's A-okay to do that.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact,
because either way, me and you, we still don't get the money. So you're right. Either way. Yes, Simone's like, hey, let somebody else deal with it. I just want the money.
I had a rental house, I don't know, about 10 years ago. And we had some SCAD kids in it and some other things. So it worked out okay. But I just got tired of dealing with it. I'm like, man, I'm good. I'm just I give up some of the profits for that. Like, that's all right.
Hey, Simone. Hey, man. Jeremy, man. Hey, I really appreciate you guys allowing me to come on, man, and just chop it up for a little bit, man. I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I got to get out of here. Unfortunately, but man, I'll be checking in with you, man, because I love it, man. This Laws of Power is amazing. So,
Oh yeah,
we appreciate you joining us, man. Thanks for coming out. Have a good night, man. Enjoy your.
All right, man. Be safe.
All right. Thank you, bro.
All right, man. Well, man, that was good. But definitely we're gonna get him in and talk about some insurance stuff, and different things like that. But
we're trying to help people live better.
Definitely. But
this whole thing will concentrate your focus. This is probably one of the this is out of the two we read tonight, I kind of really vibe with this one.
Yeah.
A lot more because it was for me deciding to focus in on one thing, what has made a lot of difference in a lot of ways in my life, professionally, personally, when I decided to dedicate myself and be about, and concentrate my focus as far as my relationships. Now I'm in the best relationship I think I ever been in.
Oh, yeah.
And
Hey, say it again. Make sure she listening. Hold on. Say it again. Say it again.
I said, this is the best relationship I've been in because I focused on it. I was intentional about it. And I think that's the main thing you have to be in life. You have to be intentional and focused on whatever it is you're doing, and go at it with a purpose to achieve whatever goal it is you set. And I think you'll be just fine. Now, one thing we can talk about in this is when you switch from one focus to another, and you switch totally, from one thing to another. I think at times there's gonna be times in life where you have to do that as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, and that's why usually I did some business consulting for a while, and with that, when people start businesses and want to branch out into different things, you should always do something that's kind of close to what you're doing. You want alignment to happen. Like if I'm editing video and that's my business, I don't want to turn around and say, well, I'm selling fish dinners. They don't build upon one another.
Right.
So you're going to stretch yourself out a little more. Then it's going to come to a point you got to choose.
Right.
Versus doing the other thing. Well, I even use Karis for an example because, I admire the drone work, and I definitely I was going to buy me one. I was going to buy me one, but he got drones and he got rental houses. Those two things can go together.
Right.
Because he could drone shot his own house. He probably used the drone to look at the roof and make sure it's good. I know.
Yeah, actually, that's the reason why I got into the whole drone business, is because our bread and butter is the roofing consulting and project management. So of course I had to get the drone, but getting that license opened up like a lot of other things, like especially in Miami, people will pay you like thousands of dollars just to take drone shots of their property so they can post it online.
Yeah. You're right. And that's why I was going to buy me one. Get some practice flying it. I still might.
And that's what it's all about. Like you said, building on, and we have to become builders as men, while staying focused and grinding on what we're trying to do and trying to accomplish in life. You have to become, builders. And we build all kinds of things. We build our relationships. We build our children. We build our careers. And
you know what? Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm thinking about something Karis said earlier, and he is concentrating. When you say kids, that it clicked to me, because he's concentrating on his kids.
Right.
Even though he's doing a few different, but he's concentrating on them, trying to show them how to do things.
Right.
So, man, I'm loving that.
And that's what you got to do in life. You got to, and that goes back to what was said earlier. We actually need to focus on being better men. And part of that is building up the people around us. Mm-hmm. What is the line? A man who has not prepared his children for his eventual demise has failed as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're right.
We all know we're not going to always be here. So that's a focus. Am I preparing those I love for when I'm no longer here?
And you know what? I've been with my wife. We've been married almost 20 years. And from day one, I would always tell her, okay, you need to come learn how to do this just in case I'm not here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's at the point, simple things, even like changing tires. There's a lot of people that can't even do that. So, it's at the point now, me and her, we met trying to have a blowout on the side of the road. Oh, it's like a NASCAR pit team over there. I'm telling you, man, one time we was in Tennessee. We had a little Mazda little van, and we had a blowout. We was on a hurricane. So we didn't even have a whole bunch of extra money. 10 o'clock at night, we in Tennessee, had a blowout. I'm telling her, all right, get in the car, I got it. She wasn't hearing that. The back of that thing went up. That tire was out, and she was breaking loose the bolts while I was putting the jack up under there.
Dang.
So by the time I jacked the car up, all the bolts was broken open. All I had to do was spin it off. She had the other tire waiting. So
That's what I'm talking about. That's teamwork right there.
Man, hey, my wife ain't no joke. I'm telling you, she be getting it in. She is on 100 all the time. But what I'm saying though is that when you concentrate, like you concentrate on your kids, then when your kids, I know you said step kids, but I'm gonna call them your kids. When your kids, when they pick up what you putting down, oh, y'all gonna be like a force as like unstoppable. And that's the focus. That's the concentration. You're not spreading it out.
Watch this. And that go back to that first family he was talking about.
Yeah, you're right.
How they kept everything. They kept a little too much in the family, but how they kept everything in the family. They kept a little more than I keep in the family. Look here. But, you know, I'm not letting my brother marry my daughter, but I mean, they kept too much in the family. But I understand their point. Everybody ain't us.
Man, you know what? Just for GP. Hold on, man.
You can call me, and I'm going to tell you to come visit me. And I'll get you back on course. I'm going to kick you straight in your ass and tell you to go to bed.
Go to bed. Go to the bed.
Oh, God.
Tell him to go to bed. Listen. Look, I've been with my man Robert Green through this whole book, man, but he took a left turn on that one. He took a left turn with them folks. I can't even remember what their name. What was the name of that family?
The Rothschilds.
The Rothschilds.
You talking about the Rothschilds? Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that chapter I was fighting through it, but when I read the thing about the horse and the goose.
Right.
That solidified it for me. And then talking to y'all right now made it stick a little better. Oh yeah.
So man, with all of that fellas, man, I think these two chapters, you know, are definitely things people can use. Once again, there's nothing in this book you can't use.
Now you gotta choose when to use it.
That's the whole thing. When to use it. Karis, man, you got anything you want to pitch or shout out or throw out or any other last final thoughts, brother?
Yeah, man. Just definitely a shout out to, like, I definitely still call on my son Simone. That's not an issue.
Oh, I know that.
Like, first thing I did before, well, it was after me and my wife got married. I, had a conversation with the actual dad and was like, look, I'm not trying to be their dad, but I wanted to raise them the way you want them raised, like, period, to be men. So I'm gonna give a shout out to my youngest, Josh, and the oldest, Zachary, and his wife, Allison, up in Orlando, doing it big. Got him a good job, making like 70, 80K a year. He doing good. It's not easy, but if you think about it, it wasn't easy for us when we grew up. And I'm thankful, like at the time when I was young, I didn't really understand why my parents were so hard on me. But it's like now, when you look at stuff that's going in the world, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's on us to pass it on to them. Now, whether or not they choose to take it in, that's on them. But they can never say at the end of the day that we didn't teach them right from wrong. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Dead on that one.
You ain't gotta say nothing else, man. Look at here. You charismatic thoughts, people. Charismatic thoughts.
That's right. Drop the mic and leave. Everybody go to lunch. The day is over.
Man, you should have been here the other day, man. Look,
I've been in. I was in Savannah. I just left Savannah. I was there since Passover, like a week and a half ago. Then I came here. Then I got to go back to Miami, and I got to go back to work. Dude, it's like the schedule is crazy.
That's right. That means
go and get it in, brother. Go and get it in.
Busy is good.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm getting the money, but I ain't got time to spend it, man. I'm tired.
Don't worry, that's what the wife is for. She'll make sure the money gets spent.
Yeah. How Bernie Mac said, I'm weary. I'm tired.
For sure.
Doc, you got any closing thoughts on tonight's chapters, man?
Man, I think everybody said it all. They said it all. I mean, this one spoke to me, man, that last chapter, because I always try to do that, man. Like, I try to do too many things.
Right.
My wife keep getting on me about that. You don't have to do everything. I mean, I do it all the time. But I mean, if it's something I don't know how to do, I learn how to do it so I can do it.
Right.
So I think I need to stop and focus. You know, I was watching some of my old videos last night. I want to get back to that. Like I kind of like that. We're gonna do more of that. I mean, so yeah, concentrating on what I'm good at, what I can do. So yeah, man, that's it.
And all I want to say to everybody, you know, use these tools, man. These are tools. These are not. They call them laws. I'm more inclined to call them tools. Tools are tactics. Use them. They're there for you to use. The world is for you to master and go out and get what you need to get for yourself and your family. Use these tools, man. We're gonna be here every week, breaking it down. We about halfway through this thing now. Man. Jump on board. Get with us. You know, we want your suggestions. We want what your ideas about, you know, what we're doing. We want your suggestions for books going forward. We're taking suggestions. You know, join us on Saturday for a Saturday conversation. We had wide open discussion if you didn't see last Saturday's video, please go back and watch last Saturday. I think it's one of our best shows. We covered a couple real hot topics. Go back and watch that. And thank y'all for joining us. It is Thursday night. We out of here. Book of Man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We out.
Peace.